Okay, let's start with a little riddle. What do a huge, solid iceberg, a flowing river, and a fluffy cloud all have in common? I mean, they seem totally different, right? But they're all hiding the same secret.
And that secret is they're all just water. H2O. That's it. The only thing that separates them is the state that molecule is in. So today we're going to follow a single water molecule as it goes on this incredible journey of transformation.
So, welcome to our explainer on physical transitions. We're going to break down how just a little bit of energy can completely change the world, creating these totally different states, solids, liquids, and gases. And our molecule's journey starts right here, in the solid state. This is where our molecule has the least amount of energy. It's kind of locked in place, part of this super organized and rigid community. The best way to picture this is to think of a perfectly choreographed ballroom dance. Every single dancer knows exactly where they're supposed to be. They can kind of sway back and forth, vibrating with the energy of the music, but they absolutely cannot leave their spot. That's our molecule in a solid. And this super rigid structure is exactly why solids are the way they are. Because every molecule is stuck in its spot, the solid has a definite shape and a definite volume. All the particles are packed in there super tight, which means their kinetic energy, that's the energy of motion, is really, really low. So, what happens when we start turning up the music? We're adding energy now. That perfect, organized dance, well, it starts to fall apart. Our molecule finally gets enough of a kick to break free from its fixed position. Okay, now picture a really crowded dance floor at a party. There's no formation anymore, right? People are just moving around. Our molecule can now slide and weave past its neighbors. It's got some freedom, but it's still packed in there pretty close to everyone else. And this newfound freedom, it changes everything. A liquid doesn't have a definite shape anymore. It'll just take the shape of whatever container you pour it into. But because those molecules are still pretty close together, it still has a definite volume. Its kinetic energy is now somewhere in the middle.
All right, now let's crank the energy way, way up. We're not just turning up the music anymore. We're basically launching our molecule right off the dance floor. This is it, the great escape into the gas state.
Yeah, forget the dance floor. This is a full-on high-energy mosh pit. Every single molecule has so much energy that it completely breaks away from all the others. It's just flying around like crazy, bouncing off the walls, bouncing off other molecules. It is total chaotic freedom. And of course, this chaos leads to totally different properties. A gas has no definite shape or volume. Nope, it will just expand to fill any container you put it in, no matter how big. The particles are super far apart, and they are just buzzing with high kinetic energy. So just to put those two side by side really quick, a liquid takes the shape of its container, but its volume is fixed. A gas takes both the shape and the volume of its container. And that also means you can easily compress a gas, squish all those spread out particles closer together. You just can't do that with a liquid. All right, so we've seen the what? The solids, the liquids, the gases. But now let's talk about the how. How does our little molecule actually make these incredible jumps from one state to another? These are the real moments of transformation. So, the first big jump is melting. You add enough heat energy to a solid, and its little particles start vibrating so violently that they break free from that rigid structure. For water, this happens right at 0 degrees Celsius, or 32 Fahrenheit. We call that the melting point. The next big leap up is evaporation. If you keep pumping energy into a liquid, some of the fastest moving molecules right at the surface get enough of a boost to just escape completely. They fly off into the air as a gas. It's exactly how a puddle vanishes on a hot day. But hold on, this whole journey isn't just a one-way street. If our gas molecule loses its energy, maybe it bumps into a cold surface, it's going to slow right down. This is condensation. The particles start to clump back together, turning from a gas back into little liquid droplets. You see it all the time on a cold glass of water. And here it is, the full playbook of all the transformations we've talked about: melting, evaporation, and condensation. The reverse of melting, of course, is freezing. But check this out. There are two even more exotic jumps. You've got sublimation, where a solid just skips being a liquid and goes straight to a gas. Think dry ice. And then you have deposition, where a gas turns directly into a solid, like when frost forms on a window. So if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. The state of anything in the entire universe really just comes down to a constant battle between two things: the energy that's pushing particles apart and the forces that are trying to pull them back together. That's the whole game.
So, we followed our molecule's journey all the way up the energy ladder, from a quiet solid to a chaotic gas. But what if we went the other way? What if you could take away all the energy, stop every single vibration, and reach the absolute coldest temperature possible in the universe? What kind of strange new state of matter would you find then?